Hey, welcome to Motion Wizard, where we break down the invisible and hidden reality that governs your motion. We've got a question. Please help me break 80. Well, let's take a look at this golf swing. All right, you're doing a lot of things right. You are even squaring the club face at impact. You can definitely break 80. There is, however, a lot of face rotation. If we look at position 6 right before you come into the ball, your face is pretty open. However, since your goal is to break 80, this means that you've gotten really good at controlling the club face. So we're not going to get into that. We're going to pull out the Motion Wizard software and digitize your swing. Let's take a closer look. Our Tracer 34 module. Plug this in. Now, there we go. So a lot of the world gets lost in flexion, extension, joint angles. What's the angle of your hip? For instance, at P2, we've got a neck heading of -1, and we've got -2 degrees of left plantar flexion in the foot. But let's not forget about his right wrist 161-degree cupping angle. This really is confusing. Somebody who puts in the time and effort to study the biomechanics and the actual physiology and construction of the body can get a lot out of this. The goal here is to help people where you're at. So you don't have to be at a high level of analytical understanding to get to your goals. And so for that, we've got a different approach. So the first thing that I'm noticing is you're actually taking the club down on a good arc. You're not letting it fall behind you at the back. So when we go to this down the line view, notice that you actually keep the club pretty much on plane so that it runs into the ball. A lot of people lag and the club falls behind them. There are a lot of terms in golf analysis that get lost in translation because when I say one word, it's easy for somebody to interpret that differently. So that's where I thought it would be very helpful to just come up with some systematic courses that breaks these down in 3D that can standardize the idea that we're trying to get across, because the translation gap could be huge. It's been talked about many times before about how the words get lost in the way of the task that we want you to execute. This is part of why I'm here. Break down exactly what we're trying to exemplify and show here. There are a lot of great instructors out there and a lot of students who really want improvement but just don't know precisely what they need to do to get there. So that's what this channel is. So let's go ahead and take a look at this next view face on, and let's take a look at a tour player. Now here at the top, we can see that they're actually taking some time before they get back into the ball. So one very fast tip to start breaking 80, take a little bit more time in your downswing, because later on, when we start to look at the physics of the swing, we can actually see how you may or may not be battling the environment, the actual forces that govern motion, the things that you're always connected to, like gravity and centrifugal force, things like that. So anytime you're out of sync with the constants of the universe, you can actually start to battle not just with yourself, but with what's actually going on. We're going to break this down a lot better later, but in the meantime, one fast, quick tip that you can use is take a little bit more time getting to the ball. See if you can actually feel the weight of the club do the work for you. Now, like I said, you're doing a really good job working the club shaft, making sure it doesn't get behind you. But if you take a little bit more time, you could probably gather more momentum to throw into the ball just by slowing down your downswing tempo. And lastly, everybody is curious about how far away they are from Tiger Woods. So here in this orange, we're just going to take a quick little preview of you versus Tiger Woods. So we'll play this one more time. There you go. Anyway, this is just a quick little intro. I've been working on this software for close to 7 years, and I just kind of realized if I wait for it to get perfect, I'm never actually going to help people. I'm starting to make this available now. I'm looking for beta testers. I'm looking for people to run through some of the courses I'm building and just give me some feedback. In exchange, you'll get access to some free content, some free courses, so that people can improve faster than they ever have before. All the information that you need is out there. There are countless of great instructors and wonderful learning sites out there, but bridging that translation gap is just so important. At the end of the day, we are not human calculators who get lost in numbers. We are the universe. My background is in martial arts, so I could talk about chi just as easily as talking about physics, biomechanics, about ground reaction forces and fascia. East and West doesn't matter anymore. Everything is just using words to describe what you're actually pointing at. So, let's not get caught up in numbers and technical terms. Let's understand what we're trying to do and get into our flow. So at the end of the day, anybody who moves a body through time and space is interacting with constants of the universe, and that's what makes us motion wizards. Find your flow. To be a tester and get discounts on swing analyses as well as access to free courses, go to www.motionwizard.com, sign up for the email list, and you'll get an access link, and you can start giving me some feedback, which would be very helpful as I start to make these courses. So free courses, discounts on swing analyses, faster improvement. Let's go.